chosen one. Archangel Michael gives a clear warning and says, stop right now. God says, you have only 10 seconds left or you could lose everything. He has prepared for you. My dear child, you must open this right now. Before continuing to read, take a deep breath and stop. Something sacred is gathering around you right now. The fact that you see this is not an error. Heaven has been attempting to contact you for hours, and this is the first time the message has gotten through to you unharmed. Please listen carefully. Right now, God and I have intervened on your behalf to put an end to a dangerous and coveted attempt to steal what was rightfully yours. You opened this at the last minute. If you felt drawn here and your thoughts suddenly stopped, which was acceptable to God, if you think the angels who brought you here are still here, type 111 in the comments. I'm able to speak now. Kids, pay attention. Before I share what God revealed to me, let me ask you a question. Have you noticed how life seems to be a never-ending storm lately? Strange people acting strangely, unexpected delays, unexpected fears, and opportunities vanishing just as you were about to take advantage of them. This did not just happen. These were echoes and warning signs that something was attempting to derail your plans. My darling, heaven will never appear out of the blue. Your window is going to close if God says 10 seconds. If you do not act immediately, someone else might receive the blessing bearing your name. You have endured too much for too long and in too much pain for that to occur. Greetings. I must share with you what God revealed to me. When you're not there, someone has been calling you by name. Someone is attempting to steal something that belongs to you. God in heaven could no longer remain silent about your opening, your breakthrough, or your miracle. They brought you here for that reason. But before I tell you what they desired, keep this in mind. You were chosen by them. You are safe behind the scenes. You are being watched over from dawn to dusk. All along, heaven has been fighting for you. I'm sorry things have been so difficult for you lately. Your life will be completely transformed by the enormous powerful miracle that is intended for you. This fulfills your soul's longing for light, provision, healing, and renewal. Things always get worse, my love, when things are at their worst, right? Before such enormous miracles occur, God revealed this to me. Your spiritual timing was almost over, my love. However, you are not supposed to fall. Giving up the thing that was meant to ease your suffering is not necessary. Heaven is providing you with safety, clarity, and an abrupt transformation. But only if you remain here and allow this message to fulfill its purpose. Before I continue, allow me to speak directly to your heart. Your miracle is almost here. The lies intended to damage your reputation are weaker than the truth about your blessing. Your future is more powerful than the darkness that attempted to engulf you. To accept this divine covering and take this truth to your heart with faith, type Amen below. Let's say that light prevails. Come along with me. Don't leave. Remember this moment. Every moment you spend here, heaven regains control over the blocked path. I have a very important question for you right now. Before I continue, please make sure you subscribe because messages like this will only reach you if heaven permits it. You may have to continue walking as danger approaches. If you miss even one, you can stay up to date on the warnings, miracles, and sacred teachings that are specifically intended for you by subscribing. Now, listen carefully. You are not intended to be killed by the spirit world's attack. It was intended to prevent you from seeing what God had in store. However, you are now facing Archangel Michael. Your name is surrounded by light and his sword is prepared. Heaven is watching everything you do. Change has already started because you are still here. Let me now share what God has given me to say. Feeling as though your spirit is leaning forward, seeking to learn something is a real sensation. You're right. If you think time is running out, I wasn't just sent to you by God to console you today. He sent me to alert you, prepare you, and protect what is rightfully yours before it is lost. Please give this your full attention. Not too long ago, your destiny was outlined on a table in the spiritual realm. Both heaven and hell witnessed your increased wealth, safety, connections, and blessings, and you had to decide what to do. I believe that's what caused your earlier chest pain. Your mind has been very busy because of this. Your spirit knew what was happening before your mind did. My child, you have to hear this. The opportunity would have been exploited by the enemy. If you had one more second of uncertainty, doubt, or hesitation, God would have given it to you. God instructed you to inform them that they only have 10 seconds remaining because of this. Heaven needed your attention right now in this very breath. Not tomorrow. Not when things were more peaceful. Permit me to be clear. Someone you trust has conflicting emotions. They smile when you're around. However, they speak poorly of you when you're not. Although they admire your strength, they secretly wish for you to fail. They are afraid of your rise because they know how strong you are. Your breakthroughs were impeded by their power. Heaven cannot change what you are going to defend despite how painful this reality is. As soon as you let go of what is depleting you, you will witness the miracle happen more quickly than you have ever witnessed. If your spirit already knows who this is, type yes in the comments. Before your mind caught up, you knew who they were. Listen carefully, my love. The purpose of this message is not to frighten you. There is no danger here. This is ensuring safety. This protects you. God is now blocking the blow that was supposed to break you. This is a spiritual anchor that informs heaven that you accept its protection if you believe it to be divine intervention. But you must remain here. Keep an eye out because what happens next will have an impact on your life for the next 48 hours. Since you opened this message, the darkness surrounding your blessings has already started to disintegrate. Your spirit arrived in time to respond to the heavenly call. You might have come close to missing it, but you didn't. I will continue to speak because of this. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose. Join the conversation and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. Heaven adores your heart, my child, because it is something unique, strong, and precious. But in the same breath, I must be honest with you. One of the people you trust still has a split heart. Dear one, if your spirit interprets this as safety rather than loss, I am protected in the comments. This declaration informs heaven that you are aware of what and why is being taken away. This clarity is preparing you for the next thing that will emerge. So stay put. When they see you, they smile. But when they're not around, they speak poorly of you. Although they respect your strength, their true desire is for you to fail. They fear your ascent because they are aware of your strength. This person's energy has slowed your progress. Heaven cannot heal what you continue to guard. Even though I know this hurts, as soon as you let go of what is exhausting you, you will be propelled toward the miracle more quickly than you have ever experienced. We are now going from awareness to activation. Listen to this. This message is not intended to end with you. You are about to hear something that will help you understand the current situation. So pay close attention. Please listen carefully. My love, heaven is not trying to frighten you by telling you this. Keep in mind that your safety is not in danger. It serves to safeguard. It protects you. Right now, God is standing between you and the thing that was supposed to shatter you. But you must remain here. What you read next will determine what happens in your life over the next 48 hours. Since you opened this message, the atmosphere surrounding your blessings has become lighter. Your spirit arrived in time to respond to the heavenly call. You might have come close to missing it, but you didn't. I will continue to speak because of this. Your heart, your patience, and your quiet kindness matter even when no one else does. My child, you possess something special and strong that heaven adores. These things provide your life with a spiritual defense that is more powerful than anything that has ever attempted to harm you. Even the most resilient souls occasionally require realignment. It is necessary to warn even the chosen before miracles can occur. Even the most favored individuals must be fixed. Heaven has spoken very clearly about you, my dear. You're still in sync. You should be right where you are. What makes a difference is this message. And every turning point duty includes that. After reading this message, your actions, thoughts, and decisions will determine which door opens next. Please respond to this question in your spirit before I continue. When you read this, what gave you a chill? Why did hearing specific words affect your heart rate? What drew your attention at the moment? Your spirit is aware of what is right. Which is why not everyone was intended to receive this message. The person whose life was about to change received it. Stay close, dear one. Allow me to share something that will cause you to consider the reasons behind the events that transpired. Why did heaven intervene so swiftly today? And why were there losses, delays, and stops in blessings? But before I continue, please make sure you have subscribed. This is your spiritual commitment to continue down the correct path. If you miss even one divine message at this moment, everything could change. You will receive all subsequent warnings, blessings, and instructions. If you subscribe, sweetheart, hold your breath. This message reached you so fast because of the next truth. I am going to tell you something that heaven has been withholding from you for months, my dear child. Maybe it wasn't because you were weak or unworthy, but rather because your heart wasn't ready to accept this reality just yet. It's time to demolish the wall. Your soul is prepared. Please listen carefully. Whether they are aware of it or not, someone has been deflecting your energy. You felt as though you were moving slowly because of this. Your steps were heavy and your happiness was delayed. There was fear in their breath, doubt in their words, and anger in their hearts. They didn't despise you. They were worried about how far you were going. Heaven would no longer allow your light to be obscured by their shadow. My child, you can now clearly see that space in your spirit. Someone else may find it difficult to handle the brightness if a chosen soul rises close by. They were afraid because you were becoming too strong, too conscious, and too synchronized, because nothing that is wrong can remain when you follow your divine path. In the comments, type 777. Heaven has long anticipated this moment, which is why that number has been following you. I received a very clear message from heaven. Every time you were on the verge of success, this person would slow you down with their words, thoughts, or doubts. You didn't comprehend why it took longer. Doors abruptly opened and closed and opportunities were lost. It originated there. The people you care about receive breakthrough energy from it. Watch the miracle grow as you send this to 3 people. Your spirit has told you about the connection that was exhausting. You started to fade. As soon as you started reading, you regained your strength. Your security was restored. More clarity was present. Your feelings of fatigue, disorientation, and heaviness were indicators of spiritual interference which has now passed. When God sent me, listen to what He said. They've endured enough. Remove them. Heaven heard these words. Your life is about to undergo significant changes. The blocks are all going to come loose. Things are about to proceed after a few setbacks. To ensure that you are ready for this divine acceleration, type a firm amen below. Prior to the change, make sure you are aware of this. Even though you are going to receive a significant blessing, it is not like that. On the scale of destiny, a miracle has started. Your lifestyle, your way of thinking, and the course your life takes are all examples of that shift. Resistance grew stronger as a result. People changed because of this. Your spirit knew something significant was about to happen because of this. You were correct. You felt good about it. There were actual indicators. Your aspirations were significant. Heaven has been working on a significant discovery that will put an end to suffering, put things right, and resolve any confusion. However, you cannot return to the people, memories, or routines that exhausted you in order for this miracle to be effective. An old wound cannot become a new blessing. You can't be held by someone who truly wants you to fail until only those who are meant to walk with you remain. Heaven will continue to reveal faces, motivations, and truths to you. Over the next 24 hours, your spirit will feel more alive. Signs, dreams, thoughts, and shifts in your energy will all become apparent to you. Remember them. These are heavenly signs that will guide you toward your destiny and away from danger. The delays are coming to an end. Things are beginning to pick up speed. Before it occurs, keep this in mind. The impending blessing is enormous, well planned, and will transform your life. Now heaven is in motion. I will now explain to you, my child, why heaven said there were only 10 seconds remaining. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Koi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. All of the storms, delays, sadness, and abrupt changes from the previous season are about to be explained. I'm going to tell you a truth that will reverberate in your soul like a gentle murmur. You've always sensed but never fully comprehended. You had a gut feeling that something was shifting. Something or someone seemed to be nearer. You sensed a divine movement approaching your life. Sweetheart, you were correct. God revealed to me the precise moment when your circumstances changed. It wasn't very loud. It wasn't thrilling. Nobody in the vicinity noticed it. However, you made a decision when you told yourself in private, I deserve more than this. That one moment which happened so quickly you might not even remember it shook the spiritual world. Heaven noticed you were surrounded by angels and your path started to shift according to your value. It is crucial that you understand this. My love. The enemy reacts when a chosen soul at last realizes their worth. When you stop settling, your destiny becomes more powerful. Give up trying to explain yourself to people who don't want to hear it and quit demeaning yourself in order to appease others. Things became more difficult after that. Some people stopped attending because of this. Some buildings collapsed as a result. It wasn't punishment at all. It was preparing. Heaven was preparing a path for you to follow God's plan. You have to understand this, my child. There must be room for the impending miracle in order for God to bless you. Some things had to be removed. When you asked for clarity and peace, what was hidden was revealed to you and what was upsetting you was taken away because you requested protection. Those who did not love you were unable to reach you. Every setback was an opportunity to grow. Even disappointments were a part of God's rerouting of events, and delays served as a kind of safety. You would be incredibly grateful to see what God prevented. You shouldn't take what you just received lightly. It is appropriate to release something in return when heaven removes something from you. Do not suppress anything that is rising within you at the moment. Whether it be a quiet impulse or a tiny heartbeat, heaven is observing how you use the weight you recently placed. Yes, my kid, a malevolent force once attempted to obstruct the path. It entered through a person you trusted. Their enthusiasm did not align with your objective. Their objectives went against your light. Your destiny is too vital to jeopardize. So God in heaven had to act swiftly. The phrase 10 seconds left actually meant this. It was the final moment before a life-altering spiritual transformation that would last for years. It wasn't a coincidence that I was reading this right now. In this manner, the obstruction was removed. Your blessing has been returned to you. You are secure in your destiny once more. Pay attention to this fact that only people in heaven are aware of. You never had to cancel your breakthrough. It didn't arrive until you were prepared to carry it. In the next phase of your life, things will feel different. Opportunities will arise more rapidly. More tranquility will prevail. Your intuition will become more reliable. Alignment will occur in ways that initially appear unattainable. But first, you must hear one more truth. You'll have to decide soon. Although it won't appear significant or dramatic, it will determine which door opens next. Heaven will guide you. But in order to recognize the signs, you must remain spiritually alert. I say it again because of this. Please subscribe. It takes more than a single click. It's a spiritual decision. It lets heaven know that you're prepared for the next command. Prepare. It might be amazing. Please comprehend why God moved so swiftly, why the warning was so crucial, and why the message arrived as a divine order. Before I discuss what heaven has planned, the impending change is significant. It's a huge blessing here. Destiny has changed. Your soul has been waiting even longer than heaven, which has been preparing for this moment for a very long time. In an instant, your life will change in ways you could never have predicted. Resistance increased as a result. Listen to this truth that heaven has only now allowed you to hear, and the invisible worlds could sense the magnitude of what was about to happen. In the spiritual realm, it has been stated this is about persuading people to do things rather than using fear, condemnation, or punishment. Before I tell you what heaven has in store for you, my darling child, you must once more comprehend why God acted so swiftly, why the warning was so potent, and why this message had the authority of a divine decree. You are going to undergo a significant transformation. That is not the case. No buildup is present. At this point, your life will change in ways you are still unable to fully comprehend. The conflict around you worsened as a result. Your spirit was worn out because of this. You were depressed because of this. The invisible realm sensed the impending arrival of a massive miracle. This is a truth that heaven has just revealed to you. Dear ones, we've called you world. They want to take action not out of fear, anxiety, or fear of punishment. One by one, the agreements made regarding your future are being broken. Before you even realized it, these agreements were made regarding your life so that this divine activation could be yours. My destiny is opening up in the comments right now. These words have the power to unlock doors that have been locked for too long. The moment you arrived here has a sacred quality. God told my child that there were only 10 seconds remaining because of this. It wasn't because you were losing your blessing. It was because the season was almost over. You could have shut down the pull in your spirit, disregarded this message, or hurried past it. And there would have been a lot of plans for the next few days that were never intended for you. But you took a break, my dear. You're correct. The whisper of heaven reached your ears. As a result, you are now back on track with your actual timeline. Pay attention, dear one. God has saved something good for you. When you were spiritually prepared, something that had been withheld, guarded, and protected rather than denied was supposed to be given to you. It will accelerate your life to an entirely new level. It will improve your clarity, stability, and provision. It will relieve the burden you've been carrying for too long. It's time, heaven says. However, you must be aware of this before it happens. The person who obstructed your path will soon reappear. To move on, not to apologize or acknowledge anything. They will become less apparent, more distant, and less connected. You will feel the shift in your spirit immediately. This is not a case of rejection. This protects you. Heaven is creating an invisible barrier between you and danger. Never attempt to capture what heaven takes away. Don't cling to things that bring you down. Doors that are closed by divine will are not supposed to be opened again. Where you are heading will determine your blessing. Anything that is meant to happen quickly would only be slowed down by traveling back in time. Your heart has endured enough, my child. Your soul has been far away. You've experienced things that most people wouldn't have survived. However, you made the decision to put love, hope, and faith ahead of fear. Snorts, every tear, silent prayer, and struggle that we were unable to see was witnessed by heaven. All of your hardships have culminated in a ready harvest. But before I tell you about the miracle, let me give you one last assurance. You're not falling behind. You're not running late. Nothing that was intended for you was stolen. God has been keeping an eye on everything you have been given thus far. This is not an isolated incident. It's a divine appointment. You received these words at the perfect moment to prepare your soul for what lies ahead. Permit me to gently remind you once more, my dear. Your marvel will arrive soon. For you, things are moving swiftly. There is a powerful energy vibration all around you. What passes through this channel, my child, is not content. For those who have been selected but are still in the mist, it is a lifeline. I'm still waiting for a word similar to the one you just found. Prepare yourself because the next section will explain the precise miracle that God is performing. Why it took so long and why it is now happening with unimaginable force. My child, take a deep breath. I'm going to explain why heaven sent you this message so swiftly. You immediately felt a pull in your spirit because of this. You knew deep down that you had to read this today. Greetings. Your life is about to undergo a miracle that will alter everything. Not something trivial, insignificant, or transient. You are about to experience what you have prayed for, wept over, waited for, and hoped for without giving up. God did not overlook you, dear. While He was blessing others, He kept you in mind. As you moved on to the next chapter, He was preparing something greater than what you had requested. And it had to happen at the appropriate moment under your protection and away from people who weren't supposed to be with you. Please listen carefully. Heaven revealed to me that you will receive 3 types of blessings: freedom, progress, and renewal. What was lost was a fresh start and a promotion to a position you were destined for but were previously unable to obtain. Liberation from invisible bonds that restrained your soul. There's more. This miracle includes fairness. Your problems were not overlooked. You did not forget those who were disloyal to you. Failures were inevitable. It wasn't a penalty to be by yourself. Heaven was transforming the earth beneath you, eliminating any flimsy base so that God could construct a solid and enduring foundation for your life. Pay close attention, my kid. You were prepared for your calling because of your suffering. You became wiser as a result of waiting. You became stronger as a result of your emotional struggles. A year ago, you were a different person. A month ago, you were a completely different person. Because of this shift, heaven now says they are prepared. If you believe this to be true, type Amen and I'm ready below. This miracle could not have occurred sooner, my dear. You couldn't hold it because it was too heavy. You would have trusted the wrong people. You may have told someone who was upset with you about it. God postponed it for this reason, to protect you, not to harm you. But that period of delay-based protection is now over. Everything is set up. Heaven has predicted a speedy breakthrough. It won't take long to alert you. It will appear out of nowhere in a quiet room like a door opening, and it will stay there forever. It will be like releasing a breath you've been holding for years. Seeing light after a protracted period of darkness, or seeing desperate pieces come together at last. It's not a matter of luck. This is not an error. The gods are gathering here. But before it truly happens, there will be one final test to make sure you're prepared not to confuse or defeat you. It will appear to be a small but powerful decision at first. A decision between becoming who you have become and returning to what you know. It's almost time for the miracle. Heaven will therefore be acutely aware of this moment. My dear, keep your soul vigilant. Maintain your connection. Listen once more. Heaven will guide you if you have an open heart. Again, I kindly request that you subscribe as soon as possible. You will receive another message from heaven that you cannot ignore. Ignoring it could delay what is going to happen. Enrolling ensures that no divine instruction is overlooked. The following section explains what this miracle is, why it is so significant, and how your life will change over the next 7 days. Prepare yourself, my child, because what I'm going to say will make heaven want to come to you immediately. Your spirit felt so powerful because of this. God commanded them to cease immediately because of this. 10 seconds remained. Please comprehend this completely. Everything in your life is going to change in a way that even heaven can't contain. This language is devoid of symbols. This is a long-term issue. A pivotal miracle that will alter your entire life is happening right now. Listen carefully. My love. After much waiting, all 3 blessings are finally arriving at the same time. First, a financial shift that immediately relieves years of stress and strain. Second, a bond or relationship that God has established with someone who is in line with your purpose and who is meant to walk alongside you rather than against you. Third, a spiritual awakening that increases your intelligence and enables you to comprehend previously unknown concepts. It was impossible to distribute the first items. Everything around you was out of sync before you could enjoy the miracle. There were still things that could have diminished its power. However, those walls have vanished. You are prepared to receive what has been reserved for you. And the gates to heaven are open. Write it down and say it aloud right now. I now claim this release of light, connection, and provision as I receive my blessings. The financial blessing you will receive, dear one, is not insignificant or fleeting. It offers stability, freedom, and advancement. Your name was written on something that heaven showed me. It was something that was never denied, kept under wraps and postponed. It appeared as though things were moving slowly because of this. This explains why the results did not reflect your hard work. In order to protect your blessing, the negative influences were kept out of your spiritual space. They are no longer able to control you. They can no longer drain you. Even if they are still nearby, they are powerless. Now, you may feel lighter today because of this. Your relationships are undergoing a divine transformation. At the same time, someone who will assist you with your next step is being guided to you. Someone whose presence brings you clarity rather than confusion and calmness rather than fatigue. Because heaven was preparing the right version of them to meet the right version of you. It took them longer to arrive. 2 roots are merging. At the same moment, 2 ghosts are awakening. We hope that this connection gives you stability, strength, and comfort. Other connections ended because of this. They weren't ends. They were merely chapters. This alignment is intended to be this way. The third and most powerful blessing is spiritual enlightenment. You'll become more intuitive. Seeing your dreams will be simpler. Your inner voice will become more audible. You'll become more adept at spotting lies until you can no longer be duped by them. Heaven has given us this awakening. All three blessings begin at the same time today, making it a good day. Within the next 72 hours, you ought to notice a sign, a message, a recurring number, a dream, or an abrupt shift in energy. Don't ignore it. Heaven is verifying that the activation was successful. Before I tell you what you must do to fully experience this miracle, I must remind you once more. Remain in line. This is the final key that heaven needs from you before the miracle occurs. So get ready. The blessings that await you have been revealed to you by heaven. A spiritual awakening, alignment, provision, and destiny. Before these blessings can completely take hold in your life, you must understand one more thing. Every miracle that God performs requires a reaction from the recipient. Not much of a show. It's not an attempt to impress. Not a show either. Heaven desires an internal transformation, a spiritual pact, a choice of the heart. Miracles occur when things are clear. They appear as preparedness rather than fear. Where faith triumphs over doubt, they flourish. God is prepared to fulfill His promise to you, my child. Heaven is ready. The problems have been resolved. There is no longer a delay. Heaven wants you to do something for them, but that the time has come. You cannot stay with people who depress you. Memories that cause you anxiety, fears that prevent you from moving forward, or habits that dim your light. You need a lighter heart, a clearer mind, and a restored soul, and deliberate actions. Holding on to something that causes you to fall prevents you from getting up. Listen carefully. My love, you are between two possible futures, which is why God told you about the 10 seconds. One in which you miss the miracle and cling to what you know. And one in which you accept everything that heaven has in store for you and let go of things that no longer serve you. You made a wise decision by continuing to read. The call from heaven was answered by you. That ultimately caused your life, snorts, to align with divine timing once more. Heaven now demands one final pledge. Don't return to the things that God delivered you from. Temptation might exist. Comfort is not fate, even though it may feel good to be familiar. Furthermore, comfort is not a vocation. Don't let your past define who you will be in the future. The locations where your body once resided have already been abandoned by your spirit. Your heart is no longer connected to those whose hearts have not changed. You no longer align with the aspect of yourself that tolerated being undervalued. That's why a few people left. Doors closed fast because of this. Endings felt so abrupt because of this. It wasn't a defeat. They were released. Heaven removed them so that your blessing could enter on a spiritual and emotional level. My child, pay attention to what is happening around you. Your angels are preparing to assist you. The blocked roads are now open. You are being discussed in ways that you are unaware of. Your vitality is increasing. Your sense of intuition is growing. Your destiny is shifting. You are evolving into the person you have prayed for. The days ahead won't feel like any other. Signs will be present. Things will become evident soon. You can learn the truth from your dreams. When people are around you, their behavior may change. Opportunities could arise at any time. Here are some confirmations from heaven. You can see that the situation has already changed. However, there is one more thing you must keep in mind before entering blessing. You can only think in a specific way. It was crucial that you fight. You must, however, live with courage, faith, trust, and openness now that you are blessed. Your former self served as your shield. Your new self is your eyes. Heaven has been preparing you for this shift. Before I tell you what you must do over the next 48 hours to keep up with this miracle, I must remind you once more. Keep in contact. Heaven speaks during such times. This is not the moment to become disconnected from your spirituality. The next step is crucial. Prepare for the final section, my child. It will explain exactly what heaven wants you to do, the significance of the warning, and how completing this final step will transform your life. This final step is necessary. Please show your agreement by clicking the like button on this message. My child, please feel free to use this simple gesture to communicate your readiness and openness to heaven. This is similar to the key that unlocks the door and allows God's blessings to enter every aspect of your life. Additionally, you shouldn't keep this discovery to yourself. When you spread this message, you become a conduit for God's grace. As you give, heaven gives more. It's time to give it to another person by making someone else happy. Your obedience will contribute to the completion of your own miracle. Before we wrap up this important message, take a moment to keep this in mind. You did not discover this by chance. It's not an error. Archangel Michael is sending you this message specifically for you. He extends his hand and extends an invitation to enter a secure, lofty location where divine abundance is both promised and hoped for. Before you leave, my child, one last thing. What has been said to you? This message is not the end of the day. Your plenty is prepared. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry. When Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you" on this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart. And as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment. A place where divine abundance is not just a hope but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry that light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.